Hey guys, so Lone here, obviously, and today I'm actually going to cover all the different types of inking pens I've used throughout, I think, like 13 years of art, including, well, they include Prismacolor Premier, Sakura Microns, Uniball Fineliners, Faber Castel, the Copic Disposable multiliner, and the Copic SP. So, here we go. So, here's the Prismacolor. They're sold in a variety of colors, and they actually have a variety of nibs as well. This is the brush tip one. I'm not very good at using brush tip, and Verizon, you already screwed up one recording. Yeah, I have 4 kittens in my room right now, so if you hear meowing, it's from him. And you will understand why I named him after a cell phone company. But one thing I noticed is that with the smaller nibs that they have on their pens, they tend to break really easily, so you have to be really light-handed when it comes to using them, especially with the smaller nibs. Plus, they're disposable, so, I mean, that kind of sucks. You can't really replace anything, because once you either break a nib or you run out of ink, it's done. You can't do anything with it. But, I mean, with the fact that they're pretty cheap, I think you can get them for like $2 or $3 at art stores. You could probably get them for about that much online. Just depends on where you go. So they're pretty good for those that are just starting out if you don't have a lot of money. But I would recommend possibly getting a better fine liner over time. And also, they don't really tend to, well, they do tend to fade out over time. The more ink you use, the more it fades, so it has less ink. So I do want to give out that warning. But whenever you first start using it, it's really good. And then you got the Sakura Micron here. They have different types. That's why it's 0.1 or 0.1. You can buy them in packs. I think this came in a pack of like 6, and I got them for like 20 bucks. So they're pretty good. This is actually really old, hence why it's so worn down. But you can get them in different nib sizes, and you can get them as well in different colors. I think I have a purple one and a green one somewhere as well. But like I said, some of the downfalls are if you're extremely heavy-handed, you're probably going to break the nib, and once you break the nib, you can't replace it, and once the ink runs out, you have to go out and buy another one. So this is disposable as well, at least as far as I'm concerned. You can't really replace the ink. So it's not that bad. In fact, it's pretty good for, like, a lot of people use these because they're really good, and whenever you first start out, they're really dark, but then as you use it and as you erase, especially if you ink over your pencil lines, it tends to fade quite a bit. So you typically have to go back over your line work once you're done inking. So, yeah, just giving you that heads up on that. And then we have the Uniball Fineliners. This is a 0.8, but they come as low as I think a 0.1. I got these from my fiance. He actually bought them for me. They're water and fade proof. And these are actually a little bit better with the fading than the Sakura Microns, and they cost just about as much. And yeah, they're pretty, you can check out the nibs and stuff like that. And what's really nice is they have a little thing right here, a little window, so you can see like what your nib looks like. But once again, they're not very, you can't replace the nibs, and you can't replace the cartilage once you're out of ink. So once again, these are disposable, but I think they cost just as much as the Sakura Microns, but I tend to like these better because they don't fade nearly as much. And unlike a Sakura Micron where it looks kind of brownish to me, that's just me though, this is more black. So just my opinion on the Uniball. And then you got the Faber Castel. I only have one of these, which is this one. And this is its dark sepia color. It's a artist pen. These come in a variety of nibs. You can get them in a brush tip. You can get them in a fine tip. I think this is a small tip. And you can also get it in a chisel nib. I think these come in a variety of colors. I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not gonna say yes or no, but I think they do. But and they're real, like, this is really dark for a dark sepia. It's almost black. So if they have a light sepia, I would recommend getting the light sepia because it's so dark. It's crazy dark how dark this is. It's almost black. What's really nice is, like other inking pens, it has what size it is, so you know which one you're grabbing, which is really nice. And but like the other ones that I've just featured, I don't think the nibs or the cartilage or cartridge is replaceable, but these are pretty durable. I mean I'm pretty heavy-handed when it comes to inking. I try not to be, but I am, and these can handle it pretty well. So if you want to like try out a sepia pen, you can try out, or if you want something that's really good, you can try out these. They're pretty awesome. And then we have the Copic Multiliner Disposable Pen. This is in a 0.3. This one also comes in a variety of colors, styles, and nib sizes. But the difference between this multiliner for Copic and this multiliner is that, once again, this multiliner is not refillable. But I noticed when I erase, it doesn't really fade at all. Like, essentially what I put down on the paper, it stays on paper, and the ink flow is really good on this. But I personally just, I don't know, it's weird. But they're pretty, like, the nib can take a beating. Like, I'm heavy-handed and I haven't broke the nib off this yet, and so I'm pretty proud of myself. And also, you get the nib size that it is. This is as far as I'm willing to go. I refuse to do a 0.1 because I'm so heavy-handed, so my minimum is a 0.3. And I think, like the rest of the multiliners, I don't know for sure. I know this comes in sepia, but I don't know about any other colors. I think it does. So, I mean, this is really good. And they're only like $2 or $3. So they're pretty good if you don't have the money to get the Multiliner SPs and you have to watch your budget. This is another really good one to get. Probably the best out of all the disposable ones. This is probably the best that you're going to get between Copic and, to me, Faber-Castell, because the rest of them still do kind of fade. And then we have the Multiliner SP. This is really cool because because I like using different colors, you get the purple or whatever shade it is, plus you get the nib size. And what's really cool is that if you have the tool, and I still have to go out and buy the tool, you can actually replace the nib, and you can actually replace the cartilage on it too. So even though initially it's really expensive, like this whole set of 12 right here, battery, cost me $80 online. $80 for all of these and this. But over time it will pay for itself because you won't have to throw out any more pens like this. And you can replace things as you use them, so it helps out, I think, more in the long run, because you can replace it and keep using it, and you can change out the nib points as well without too much effect, I don't think, to the pen. So it's pretty cool, as long as you have the tool anyway. I don't have it, I still have to order it. And obviously they come in a variety of colors. I have 12 out of the 13, and that's because I don't really use black that much, so I didn't really worry too much about it. I mean, eventually I plan on getting black. I liked how the ink flows out of here. I know people have said it's kind of iffy with the ink flow, but I liked it, so yeah. Ink flow. So I would just recommend, if you're like really wanting to do this and you plan on like making a serious investment, to go ahead and get the Copic Multiliner SPs, because it doesn't really fade as far as I'm able to tell, and it doesn't really smudge as long as you give it enough time to dry on the paper. And I usually give it about 15 minutes to a half an hour, depending on the type of paper I'm using, to let the ink dry before I go ahead and erase it. It doesn't really smudge either with Copics. I haven't tried my Prismas with it, but I don't really plan on it. But it doesn't really smudge, so I like these a lot more than the other pens that I have. So, yeah. I feel so bad because it's like I'm so biased, but I don't like pens that fade over time and make it so that you have twice as much ink work to do. And this and this and this really help out with that. Like, if I had a choice, I would tell people, if you're just starting out, get one of these three, just to get the hang of it. But if you're wanting something that doesn't really fade, I would say go with these. Go with the Faber Castel, the Copic, and the Copic SP. But, yeah, that's just me, if you're willing to make the investment. So, it's up to you. This is just my opinion to help out a friend, because they're not really sure what they're going to get. So, you know, I was just giving out my opinion because I've used so many over the years. So, obviously, my opinion is not fact. It is just merely my opinion. You are more than welcome to disagree with me. You know, we can have a nice, polite discussion in the comments because, you know, discussions are awesome. So, yeah. So, if anybody has any questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you like this video, even though it was kind of impromptu, go ahead, subscribe, comment, like the video, and hopefully I will be back with another video very soon. I hope so, because I like doing these videos, because these videos are fun. So, see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Pretty nails.